Hi folks, Russell Wright from ThemeZoom.com, and as most of you know, my teammates like Erica, Charles, and a few of us are working with social media. I'm going to reveal some stuff to you in this level 2 content media that I've deliberated for quite a while as to whether or not it's a good idea. It's extremely powerful. I do have some free media on this. We're going to actually hybridize in 5 minutes for you 3 extremely powerful works. I'm going to debunk all the BS about social media and explain to you why it's so problematic, why the confusion about how social media does or does not make a company money. We're going to take several books. The old book was Naked Conversations, Why Blogging is Changing the World. That was out 3 years ago. I'm going to take the recent Groundswell book by Charlene Sheaf and Forrester Research. And actually, the reason why this book was even written is far more interesting than the book itself. And then there's Predictably Irrational, which is an amazing book. It's kind of the next level of persuasion, influence, Cialdini. I'm going to explain to you some of the stuff you need to watch for as a CEO of your company. If you want to consult with us, we're able to help you with this. I'm going to talk to you about the free line, social currency, and market currency, and why you need to be very careful about how you view social media. If you haven't seen the work that we've done on the network, primary network and secondary network, branded versus unbranded, and SEO, and go ahead and watch those at a later date. So here we go. First thing that you need to consider is how the brain actually works. You have market currency, and you have social currency. Social, okay, I'm going to make this as clear as I possibly can. You have market. Okay. Recent discoveries in neuroeconomics have shown that human beings do not like to cross these currents. They don't like to cross the wires in the brain. In other words, when we're talking about social stuff, we don't want to be hit up for money. Okay? In other words, we don't want Uncle Jeff coming to Thanksgiving and speaking about Amway at the Thanksgiving table and trying to pitch the entire family on how to join his MLM. We always resent that. We don't like monetary value. For example, if you take your wife out for a romantic meal, you start to put a price on it and start to put a market value. It takes literally the romance out of the female brain because you've mentioned dollar amounts. My question is, why? Why does that work? This book, Predictably Irrational, by Arlie, discovers a lot of this. Also, there's another book called Sway, I strongly recommend reading. It explains exactly why the experiments we have shown actually does, neuroeconomic experiments that have actually shown what's actually going on in the brain. The social brain deals with primarily the right hemisphere of the brain. Okay? The market brain deals primarily with the left hemisphere. Okay? Dollar, social proof. Those of you who have been trained in the mind training stuff with, hypnotism, neurolinguistics programming, sales and marketing, all of which I have done a lot of that, will understand what I'm trying to say. Is that people get together primarily in social media for contact, okay? And to exchange a free open source, okay? This kind of stuff has been very problematic for the last few years. There's a book called The Imagination Challenge, talks about the problems that we faced during Linux and all these other systems that were open source mainframes and the rest, and how they actually had to stretch every business model ever created in order to actually make money with that model. How am I doing for time?
3 minutes, 47 seconds.
Okay, and so what I'm trying to show you guys is that you don't want to mix the two. Okay, there's a transition period between how a company makes money from a social environment and to bring it over into the market value. Okay, and that's called the free line. Okay, I would use a red line. Hopefully you can see this. That's right here. Okay, there's an intimacy line. Okay, because what's happening is, think about it. There's a few videos you can see on Technology Goddess about, Facebook. A guy walks up to the front door and says, "Poke." You would never behave in the real world like you would on Facebook. Okay? Not only that, you would never have thousands of people in your living room. You might have thousands of friends, though. So you have to understand that the business is the same thing. If you're going to exchange information between this membrane, you need to have a medium to do that. But don't try to create social financial value directly from social media. And that may take a lot of money in order to develop that, but you need to actually pay somebody like a Technology Goddess or a social media expert to go in there and create a female environment. Remember, right brain is technically female, left brain is monetary and particle. One is a wave, one is a particle. Okay? One tells the story, one executes. That's how it works, guys. And guess what? Membership sites are the boundary. Okay? You take social media and you intrigue people, but you do not suck them into a paid situation immediately. You get them into a quiet, intimate environment. You lure them into your web by offering a barrier. That barrier might only cost them an email address. It might only do one basic, they might only have to provide one form of pain. And again, handing up an email doesn't seem like a form of pain, but in neuroeconomics, that's still considered a punishment. They have to give you something in order to be a part of something deeper. That's where you transfer them. Even if they haven't given you $1, they've still given you an email. That's when you transfer them into private membership sites. That's how you get them back into the market. You give them extreme value by giving them huge amounts of information that's useful and very social. And it's more important that it's social than it is necessarily useful information. And that's what's powerful when you combine powerful or useful information with social information. Then what you do is you get them into your membership area and you create building your massive neural network. Do I have any time? Okay, so how much time do I have?
2 minutes.
Okay, I've got 2 minutes left because this is going to be YouTube level 2 content, video media. Okay, so what am I really saying here is that Google is about to come out with something called, help me out, Erica, she's our camera person today.
Connect.
Google Social Connect. It's called iConnect, I believe. Friend
Yeah,
Connect.
Connect.
We're actually in the process of preparing you for what's actually happening, because what they're effectively doing with this is turning the entire internet into a social media platform. I don't want you to underestimate what I'm actually saying there. I'm trying to prepare you for something that's a very authentic, strange change. When you combine the entire internet and the power that Google has across literally millions and millions and tens of millions, hundreds of millions of sites, to the ability to create massive networks through every website regardless of the structure, the media, or the architecture, what you've effectively done is turned all of the market environment into a potential Google social interaction. When you combine that with link subscribe or Google Ego, you've got something that I want everybody to be prepared for. In other words, you're going to need to start to prepare your social environment and prepare your social creation environment with your market environment. The main thing that we learned in Groundswell is that social media is not direct money. Social media is a way for you to just listen. As Charles Heflin told me today, social media for corporations is about listening. What are you listening to? Help desk. What did Groundswell teach? Well, Dell, Computer, and a variety of other companies, the way they made money is by saving it. A penny saved is a penny earned. Instead of having a multi-million-dollar help desk, they had a single solution where everybody's voicing their social concerns about the brand, the market value, and they saved $10 million on help desk financing. Okay, is that money earned? Not directly in marketing, but it's earned in saving. I'm wrapping this up. We'll talk to you on the next video.